Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And the whole crypto market has turned red, and it has left many people wondering what's gonna happen next, but more importantly, what's happening right now. And today I want to talk a little bit more about that regarding Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, basically every single coin, as I think we got a pretty good idea of what has been going on. Having said that, we are giving away $100 worth of crypto the first time a video hits 1,500 likes within 24 hours, so make sure you press the like button, make sure you are subscribed, and make sure you comment something down below, as that is all you have to do to enter. Now, talking about Bitcoin, talking about XRP, everything is pretty much acting the same right now. Everything is going down, and I think it has a lot to do with the US yields. New 1 week low in Bitcoin thanks to rally in US yields. And I don't see too many people talking about this right now. A lot of people are actually saying, well, Bitcoin just logically corrected, which again, you can see as logical because a correction has to come at some point, and it usually happens on somewhere Sunday. It happens very often. Then Monday is basically the turnaround point. And right now this correction could go on for example, towards 29.8 thousand or towards a better correction. In this case here, you can see if we take this last move from March up till now, a good solid correction would be towards 27.5 thousand. But the question is how strong will it be? How long will this be good for? I'm just saying right now, don't worry too much about this, because the bigger game plan, and even though this is not financial advice, I think this is kind of logical, the bigger game plan should be to only trade with a small amount of your portfolio and to mostly just hold, right? I've told you guys a couple of times before how I split up my money. It is, I haven't told you guys the real percentages, but I think it's about 80% hold stash, 20% trade stash. And even though I trade every single day, that is because I want to. That is because I have the time and because I want to try get myself extra profits. It is not because I really want to get more crypto in that sense, because those trades I'm doing for fiat, for euros, for just expenses possibly or things. The hold stash is something that I'm just adding on to. It is on a cold storage. I have a lot of these wallets, I told you guys, right? I'm just adding coins on there. I'm not taking any of them off, and I don't think anybody should keep more than 20% of their money on exchanges if it is more than $500 worth, right? I'm just saying that because otherwise you're going to stress yourself out. You're going to be looking at all these prices, you're going to keep stressing, and you know the reason I don't sweat it at all? First of all, because I believe everybody who has ever bought Bitcoin right now is most likely in profit, like 95% of the people are. And also, we know the fundamentals of crypto right now. We know that it's going to be life-changing, world-changing. So even talking for XRP, I'm a little bit hypocritical. Why? Well, because I do sometimes trade. Here, for example, on the 50-minute chart, it's a good little example that I can give you guys. I actually opened a trade a little bit earlier because I thought I could maybe get myself a better return, and luckily, it worked out. So I traded it right here once we got our first breaching and then a confirming candle. I told you guys about that before, right? How I always wait for confirmation. I went downwards and I was thinking about shorting it all the way, but I couldn't dare. All right, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to try, and I didn't take the full 12.26% profit that I could have. I took about 7.4% profit in total because I opened somewhere right around here, let's say. So I took it right around, like, for example, I don't know the exact prices. I have to check. I will check it maybe later. I'll talk about it in Discord. Make sure you follow me over on there. But yeah, I took this trade right here. Was a lucky one. Why? Because just a little bit later, we actually went above there, but I just quickly in and out, and it worked out for once, right? Doesn't always work out. In this case, it did. Why? Well, I told you guys a little bit earlier about how there's some interesting resistance on XRP. We can see right around this 37 cents, there is a resistance that's been there for a little while. We've actually seen that one earlier as well. And we were also talking about this zone so often, but I always keep saying you only trade a zone like this if you get a confirming candle. And this is the only, or actually the first time in a couple of days that we got that, right? You can see one little dip, one little dip, one little dip, but this is the first time we got a confirming candle, one little dip right here. That's why I took it. And because I was already in 7% profit in like 20 minutes or so, I just went out because rather be safe and have 7% than, kind of mess myself up. And I wouldn't wanted to take the risk of getting back into the zone, even though right here was actually another quote-unquote bearish confirmation that we should be going down. I know as of this point that XRP is not completely decoupled from the crypto space, even though it is already a good way there. But as you can see, following these crypto prices right now, XRP of course is also going down a little bit less than a lot of these other altcoins, but that's also because it went up a little bit less. Although on the weekly here, it's actually quite fun to see how up XRP is in comparison to quite a lot of these other cryptos. It has a differing performance, right? I mean, Bitcoin Cash and ADA are on par, but ADA actually in a couple of places is worth like 13 cents or so. It is really crazy, the deviation in prices right now. But on some of the Korean exchanges, ADA is ridiculously low right now, like ridiculous. But let me quickly also show you guys Twitter, because you should also be following me over on there. I talk about Twitter quite often, and I talk on there quite often too, but still, I don't think many of you guys have gone there and pressed the follow button, all right? Go over, head on over, and understand this. Just remember that if somebody or some big company would enter the space, it could really make this whole dip disappear in the matter of seconds. Because think about this for a little second. What if Elon Musk were now said, yeah, I'm buying $1 billion worth of Bitcoin? Or if Jeff Bezos, or pick somebody else, even Warren Buffett, or another huge CEO just said, hey, I'm getting completely into it, I'm bullish. Don't you guys also know that that would be extremely, extremely mad? And again, it really depends what CEO, of course, and what his affiliation with crypto is already. Because some of these guys who are really big, they most likely still don't have that big of an influence. They must be big in this respective field. But for example, Mark Zuckerberg, if you were to get in, again, it would be huge if you were to buy Bitcoin, that is. But I don't think he would actually admit it, and so forth and so on, for their respective companies as well. But yeah, go follow me. I want to hit 10,000 followers in, I don't know, the next 3 months or so. I think that would be possible with you guys' support. We get about, I'm going to say 20 followers a day on here, but I think we can do it a little bit better, maybe 10. All right, just go on, head over and follow it. I'm going to post more updates. Like, for example, this trade right here, I could have shared, right? And I'm going to try to do that type of stuff. I'm only a little bit afraid that when I do that type of stuff, people are going to take my call and actually trade it themselves as well, which is what I don't want. Because I know very well that I can take the risk and it may go wrong, because I'm not like a real professional here. It may go wrong, and I'm not a financial advisor. But some people may take it like, okay, Dusty, I'm following you. I'm going to try it too. And then make a loss, right? It's very difficult to find that fine line between showing people what you're doing with the idea that if they follow, they might lose money, because it's, again, a chance game. It's not a certain thing, or something along those lines. It's just very difficult. I don't want to be a signal provider. I don't want to, kind of call out shots here. That's not what I'm here for. I'm trying to give you guys crypto news. And I guess the only crypto news that's really here is, first of all, that it's most likely the bigger US picture that's playing right now. And second of all, it's, of course, huge liquidations. A lot of people have been talking about the bigger crypto point where, again, eventually things are going to keep looking more bullish and bullish and bullish as time goes on. We might go down, we might retrace 35,033, whatever. This one didn't play out well, didn't age too well because we went down even lower, closer itching to this support. But in the end of things, I am very certain crypto will keep going up, even though we have a pullback right now. Longer term is still set in freaking stone to me, and that is why I'm only adding to my bag. I don't mind it too much. Even on Binance here, you can see the price change distribution. Look at the amount of people who are trying to sell, who are just thinking the price is going to be going down. It's pretty damn crazy what is happening right now. But for me, everything is looking good, and I'm actually really going to be adding to my Ethereum stash here as well, as I like Ethereum under 1,000. All right, I don't mind 6, 7, 8, 900, it's all fine. Above 1,000 though, I don't really feel comfortable with buying ETH, since we all know the gas prices are ridiculous. And even though I think we will get back to all-time high once more, since we already hit it in terms of market cap and we got very close in terms of price, I just don't like buying Ethereum above $1,000. I just don't feel comfortable with that. But let's quickly check out this article right here. On Monday, the 11th of January, something finally happened that many Bitcoin investors had dreaded. Well, to me, it's actually a wonderful day. You guys wake up as well, feel wonderful? Well, I did. Why? Because I get myself more crypto right now. I waited so long for Bitcoin to finally turn around. It just kept on gaining. And finally I get another chance to buy myself some. So I'm definitely quite happy with this. I don't know how you guys aren't. Also, go subscribe to 5 Minute Crypto, by the way. This channel here is my second YouTube, where I'm doing one video every single day for just 5 minutes. That's because I think a lot of people don't have the time to watch 3 videos a day on this channel right here. So just check it out. It's 5 minutes worth of content every single day. And also check out the business realm possibly. And let me know down below what type of videos you'd like to see on here. I want to give many cool tips, but if you have any suggestions, let me know. It was what a lot of people had dreaded. The crypto market saw a steep correction. Bitcoin saw a drop of over 12%, going down to a new one-week low. As for why, the rising yields in US bonds can be to blame, as it lifted the US dollar up, as well as it's the norm. And all safe assets saw a hit due to the fact that they don't generate an inherent income. So yeah, a lot of people are saying that that is it. Some others have been saying the stimulus talk is positive for crypto, yet it is first of all not happening just quite yet, and there's a growing concern with the Bitcoin correction, which actually adds to the severity of the drop. So for example, with Bitcoin, if we really take a good look at it, every time you see a red little candle was of course when a correction was, I guess, tried. For example, this big red candle right here is a very good example of they tried to push the price back down and it most likely liquidated quite a few, but it just didn't work out properly because there were more people who were trying to buy and push the price upwards, which you can see as continued movement. Now, what happened though at one point or another is that they really just wanted to try this once more, and they succeeded in the sense that there was just so much selling pressure that it went through a couple of guys that were trying to buy still and push the price down a little bit. However, there was so much that the price pushed down, and that, for example, right at around points like 37,500, for example, points like that, where most likely quite a lot of people tried to long, like right around this area then, right here. And let's say their stop loss or the liquidation price is right around this area, right? Because they entered 37.5 and the liquidation is right around here at 32.5 or something like that. Now, what happens when this gets broken? They're of course getting a little bit afraid, but they're trying to, wait for the bounce, because we saw a couple of bounces before and then mostly look at percentages like, okay, so we're just going to see a bounce all the way to here, but then bounce back upwards. This is the first candle. So they most likely all tried to enter again at this point right here. But what happened is the price moved even further. And since it did move further than this point, it most likely liquidated quite a lot of guys, which pushes the price down further and further and further. And that's how you get bigger corrections, because people try to speculate on buying the bottom once more. And people who try to bottom, they very often actually burn themselves. And I'm also going to tell you guys to always be happy with whatever crypto you have. You're very early into this game still. And if you're going to really dread yourself for not buying the bottom, if you're going to hate yourself, man, think about this once more, all right? Think about the fact that you should just be adding to the crypto stash, not worry too much about buying the best possible price, because a 40%, 20%, 30% gain is not that much in the end of things, right? It's really not that much. For ADA, for example, and for Ethereum, a lot of people have been saying, man, don't get into those coins right now because they're way too high. All I'm saying is just look for a good entry where you're comfortable holding this for the next couple of years, because ultimately things will be fine, in my opinion, as it's not financial advice. On the contrary, it could be, It could be that we just keep on losing from now on. The bull run is over. But I personally do not think so. I think there's still quite a lot to come, and these corrections are completely normal, completely usual, and even XRP here is not actually doing enough of a correction, you would say. Right? We can't even go down lower, even though for XRP there's a good little backing here over at 17 cents. If we really hit that though, again, we know something crazy is going on, because there's so much buying pressure that I don't really see that happening. However, if it does happen, I'm still not sad, I'm still not angry, I'm still not frightening, because I think 27 point something here for Bitcoin is still a very beautiful correction. It would still be very, very nice. I would still be happy to see that. The 0.618 Fibonacci level here, right around, you can see that is from March low to right this high here, would be perfect. I would be very happy to see that. But again, we could also see about a 29 point something thousand, which is a little bit below the $30,000 psychological barrier. That one would also not be too crazy in my opinion, because most likely 30,000 is a point where people want to get into it, but maybe one big sell order might push it down a little bit. But again, it could be that people are going to be picking up the money from that point again. However, guys, make sure you also check out GSX. It is the first gold-backed coin. It is definitely quite interesting. A link will be down below because I've personally bought a couple $1,000s worth. It is a speculational piece. It is something to try out, test out. But right now, there's a 22% bonus plus a 5% bonus for using my link. And basically, if you're wondering how it works, is they have gold-rich land and gold. And since they're going to be mining more and more and more, the backing of this coin should keep going up in value. And thus, the value of the coin should also keep increasing as time moves on, as they reinvest their profits. Again, it's a concept. It sounds pretty damn cool to me. That's why I put a little bit of money into it. A couple $1,000, as I just said. But hey, again, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I'm just trying it out with some money. And that was it for today. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and check out my other channels.